Whatever image you're holding in your mind, that deeply personal goal, it carries a heavy emotional weight. Pursuing it has likely been a sequence of disappointments, leaving you exhausted and doubting the original vision. This graph plots our initial expectations against the actual reality of pursuit. Notice the sudden fracture where reality dives into this heavily shaded area. This is the valley of disappointment, a mandatory phase composed of failure, pain, and the moments where you question your own capability. At this lowest point, the weight of these failures triggers a specific mindset. You start looking at your honest efforts and your responsibilities to your family, asking why these hardships are happening to you specifically, even when you've done everything right. These periods of hardship arrive to pass, not to stay. Moving through this darkness reveals a capacity for endurance that often looks like a rare, godlike gift from the outside, but actually surfaces in anyone who refuses to stop growing during the transition. If you avoid that valley, you default to the standard life cycle. Most people earn a living, they raise a family, but then they stop stretching. They cease their intellectual and emotional growth decades before they actually die. This stagnation is driven by two competing fears. There is the obvious fear of failure, worrying that things won't work out, coupled with the quieter terror of success, where you worry that you won't be able to handle the requirements of a larger life. To manage this fear, many people turn to hyperconformity. They spend their energies studying and mirroring the people around them, adjusting their personalities just to ensure they are liked by the crowd. This obsession with societal acceptance erases your individual identity. You end up knowing the habits and preferences of others better than your own, which makes it impossible to manifest a dream because you have lost track of who is actually supposed to be achieving it. Breaking that cycle requires immediate isolation. You have to remove the stagnant influences from your life and spend time alone to rediscover your own perspective. Following others turns you into a copycat. Even if you are successful at it, you only guarantee a second-rate existence because you are performing someone else's life instead of building your own. Building original value requires you to separate from the crowd. It is only through this separation that you can define your uniqueness and become the person capable of reaching the next level. You must realize that most people will not see your vision. They won't join you, and they won't understand why you are changing, which makes the journey a solitary one by necessity. Living out your dream means accepting the identity of an uncommon breed. In this pursuit, profound loneliness becomes the natural environment for building something that actually matters. This leads to the primary bottleneck of progress. You cannot advance economically or socially until you forcefully upgrade your own mental framework. That upgrade requires specific actions. It means consuming books, attending conferences to expand your data, and spending quiet hours in self-reflection to understand your own value. As you invest in your mind, your priorities shift. You stop caring about making ordinary people comfortable, which naturally alienates those who aren't interested in your growth. By actively severing ties with static influences, you begin forming connections with a new tier of hungry, unreasonable peers. Once that old network fades, the responsibility for your success rests solely on you, placing the outcome in your own hands. This internal fortification changes how you process the world. Someone else's opinion of you no longer has the power to become your reality, and you cease viewing yourself as a victim of your environment. Even with this mindset, you will face tangible obstacles. You will encounter constant rejection, empty meeting rooms, and financial strain where lights are cut off. Survival depends on reviewing your dream every single day. You have to look at your vision and manually reaffirm it, especially when there is no external evidence that it is working. This requires a level of self-belief where you are willing to conceptually die for your idea. You must see the possibility for yourself before anyone else is even capable of recognizing it. There is a point where talking about goals becomes a form of hypocrisy. If you are still describing your dreams but have taken no physical action, you are stuck in a cycle of intellectual paralysis. Break that cycle immediately. Take the first step toward the goal and move from discussion into physical manifestation. This action scales beyond your own life. It moves from making your parents proud to potentially touching millions of lives, ensuring that your presence here leaves a permanent mark on the world. This leads to a single law of endurance. The struggle does not conclude until you have won.